Let's talk about automation rules in Confluence. Today I'm going to show you the best example of how I would use automation rules, especially if you're using Confluence and Jira to track your tasks. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. Drop a like if you get value out of this video, and don't forget to check out the links down below, as I have links to my merch store, my paid courses, and most importantly, links to the sponsors that help make these videos possible. All right, let's jump into Confluence. So here we are in Confluence. And if you are a premium, and I do repeat, this is only available for premium and enterprise Confluence users. If you're in standard or free, this is not going to work for you. So you're going to want to bump your bill, your Atlassian bill, over to premium if this is a feature that you want to have in your Confluence. But assuming that you are a premium user, you will now see this automation section appear on the top left corner of any of your spaces. And when you click into it, you're going to be able to see some of the templates. Now, unlike the Jira templates where you really only have a handful, there's quite a few templates here for some inspiration that allow you to take inspiration of what you want to do and see what's possible. Now we're going to dig a little bit deeper into making our own rule, and I'm going to walk you through the anatomy of an automation rule, if you will. But if you're not very creative and some of these stick out to you, all you got to do is literally click into it, and then you're going to be able to just simply turn it on. Now, the other thing that I want to call out is that depending on whether you're premium or enterprise, your usage billing is going to apply. So if you're a premium, you get 1,000 automation executions per user in your instance, or if you're enterprise, you get unlimited. Now, this is a part that I wish Atlassian would make a little bit better, because standard and free in Jira, you still get some automation rules. It's not a whole lot, but you still get to use the functionality, which I think is neat. And I wish that they would, for standard and free, also make it available for Confluence, because I actually had to upgrade my Confluence to premium just to be able to use this functionality, which again, I think it dilutes from the experience. I think everybody should be able to do it. And Atlassian, I would just manage it through the usage like you do over in Jira. So I would be a little bit uniform there. But alas, if you're not in premium, you're not going to be able to do the automation rules, which is, I think for me, it's a little bit of a heartbreaker, a little bit of a deal breaker. And so you may have to go up to premium. But anyways, let's go back and let's actually make a rule. And let me walk you through how to make these rules. Now, if you've ever made a rule in Jira, it's going to look and feel exactly the same, except everything is specific to Confluence. So instead of Jira projects and things of that nature, you're going to have everything related to the context of a Confluence space or pages. So as you can see here, we have some recommended triggers, which are going to be like a menu trigger, a button that we click on the page. We can trigger when a page is moved, when a page is published, when the page status is changed. We have a lot for attachments. We have some for blogs, mostly for pages when they're edited, deleted, moved, or a label's added. We have some for user mentions. We have some for tasks. And this is where we're going to be focusing, because the use case that I'm building out is when I create a task inside of Confluence, that task stays within the context of Confluence. But my team is accustomed to receiving tasks, receiving work in Jira. But up to this point, you could always create the task, publish the page, highlight the text, and then click on the create a Jira issue, and then a Jira issue will be created. But it's so many extra steps and such a manual process that you also have to remember to do it. Now, with automation, I'm going to be able to simplify and automate that process. So now every time that a task is created inside of Confluence, I'm just going to have it auto-create a task inside of Jira. That way I don't have to do that extra follow through, which is manual and error prone. So let me show you how to build this out inside of Jira. So let me show you how to build this out inside of Confluence. So we're going to pick a task is created, and I am going to pick the task is assigned to Alex because I am a team of one. And so anytime that a task is created and it's assigned to Alex, we're going to then go and create a Jira issue. Now you do have the options of the if statements. So this adds a little bit more logic to your Confluence rules, or you can even do the branches, which is again a little bit more advanced, but recommend that you take a look at it so that you can take your automation rules to the next level. But this is a simple demonstration, so we're going to keep it simple. So we're going to go straight to the then. So we're going to have the trigger, then we're going to do something. And what we're going to do here is we're going to create a Jira issue. Now look at all the different actions that you have. We can add labels to pages. We can change the status of a page. We can publish a new page. We can restrict pages. We can send emails. There's a bunch of awesome, cool things here. some at the space level, some at the notification level, that one in the Jira one that we're going to do, and then of course some advanced ones if you're, and then some advanced ones if you're that type of advanced user. Now, let's actually pick the create Jira issue, and we're going to establish a connection with Jira. And so I'm going to pick my site that I want to connect to. And then from there, I'm then going to pick my project. So I'm going to send it to this DD1 here. The issue type is going to be a task. And then under summary, this is where you can get a little bit creative. I'm going to be very simple just because I'm very new to the automation rules. And I'm just going to say a task for Alex. I'm going to set my field of assignee and due date as well. And for my assignee, I'm going to pick Alex. And for my due date, I'm going to do this now.plus business days 5. So I'm going to do that same code. Now.plus business days 5. And I'm just going to copy it from over here just to make sure I have it correctly, because this code is very picky. So you want to make sure you write the exact same code. And fortunately, I did get it correctly. And that's pretty much it. Once you have whatever fields you want to set up, you're going to click on next. And then you're going to turn on the rule. And once you turn on the rule, you are ready to give it a name. And so I'm going to say create Jira task from Confluence task. Turn on the rule. And we're ready to rock. So all we got to do now is go to a page. I'm just going to create a page real quickly here. And I'm just going to make a page out of just, a page for demonstrating tasks in Jira with automation in Confluence. And then I'm going to go over here and I'm just going to say, hey, hi, this is my super cool page. Now, once I have that, I'm going to hit publish because I just have the page, right? I want the page to exist. You don't have to hit publish. You can obviously go straight into it, but in a more real world scenario, you're probably editing an existing page or you're editing a page that somebody already created, right? Whatever your use case is. But at the end of the day, you do need to be in edit mode. And so let's just assume that we're back in edit mode. I just want to have it published. I can just force a habit. I like to publish the page and then I like to go back and edit. And now we're going to add a task. So we're going to add our action item here. And we're going to go add Alex. This is something, oops, I can't type. This is something that you need to finish by next week. And then I'm going to hit update. So this is basically going to publish that page. Okay. And so once that page is published, we can click back on automation, and then we can click on rules this time because you're gonna land in the templates where we're gonna click on rules, and you're gonna go look for your rule. Now here's the rule that I have for this particular space. In this case, it failed. So we're gonna go look at rule details. So we're gonna click on audit log, and we're gonna go and see why it failed. And so when we go to some errors here, we're gonna see that the due date is not set in Jira. So that's not a big problem. All we need to do is go back into our Jira over here. Now you may need to be a system administrator. Now you may need to be a Jira administrator and a Confluence administrator to be able to do what I'm about to do here, which is I'm essentially going to go and add the field I'm going to go and add the field due date to my issue here. All I'm doing is adding the due date to my issue. So now that it's there, I'm going to go back into Confluence. I'm going to go back to the page, and I'm going to add another task because I want a new task now. And so I'm going to click on the same thing that I did earlier, add Alex, trying it again, hit update, which is going to publish. Then I'm going to be able to click back in automation, and I'm going to see that my automation rule over here doesn't have the little warning, right? So that means it's successful, hopefully, fingers crossed. We can double check by clicking on audit log. You're going to see success, which is great. And now we're going to go into Jira. We're going to go back into our project. And under issues, we're going to look for our particular issue. So we're going to click on backlog here, and and we're going to expand backlog. And as you can see, here's DD12 and here's DD13. Now DD12 from the error that we got the first time actually did come through, which is great. But the only thing that it didn't do was it didn't have that due date because the due date field wasn't available. But when I click on DD13, which is the newest one, which was successful, you can see that my due date is 5 days from now. So that's pretty much it. That's how these automation rules work. There's a lot more to explore here. This is just a very simple beginners kind of tease you into what an automation rule is. So if you enjoyed it, make sure you do more research and let me know in the comment section if you want to see more of these types of videos with more and more advanced Confluence automation rules. So that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you smash that thumbs up. And if you made it this far and you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you smash the subscribe button as well. And finally, if you're wondering how can I help sponsor this, and finally, if you're wondering and asking yourself, how can I help support the channel? Well, the links down below in the description are going to guide you to our paid courses, our free courses, our sponsors, our merch store, everything else that we kind of have going on to help support the channel. Everything's going to be down there for you to click on. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.